Good morning, beloved. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is that you are watching the broadcast. Hello, 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 hello. It is wonderful connecting with you, saying hi. Hello, how do you do? What is going on? What is happening with you? Blessings, blessings, and more blessings I speak unto you. For those who will be live, yes, 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 let's do it. For those who will hashtag and replay it, I love it. For those who will be on and I don't know you on and I might not never know you on, I could appreciate that. My glasses go. And for those who will be used by Papa at some point down the road to encourage this girl, let's make it do what it do. Let's make it do what it do. Let's make it do what it do. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Um, so we're still talking about cultivating joy, making sure that we are living from a place of joy, that we are bringing it into our lives, that we are doing the things that give us joy, that give us life, that give us, those things. So, one of the things that, there are things that we do in life. There are things that we do in life that often feels like a have to, right? They often feel like I have to do this, I have to do that, have to do this, and I have to do that. But I wonder if those things are, if we look at them differently, if they actually are a get to, right? If they actually can move over to the category, excuse me, what's happening? If they actually can move over to the category or can be moved to the category of I get to. Do you know? Good morning, cousin. All is well. Love you right back. If they could be moved over to that category that I get to, right? Of I get to. Not so much that I have to, but that I get to. Um, so there are some things, right? They take our time, they take our energy, they require our finances and things like that. And sometimes they can feel like a weight or pressure. And it seems like, well, I got to do this, have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do that. But what about the idea that, you know what? I get to do that. I get to go and support somebody. I get to spend money on this thing. I get to um, help to, you know. So like I went over yesterday to help a man to put up Christmas decorations. Um, and I could have looked at that as a have to, but I actually was like, I get to. I got to do that. I got to go. We got to have lunch, dinner together. Lunch. We got to have lunch together. Um, we got to work together to straighten up a couple of rooms. We got to put the Christmas together. Like we got to do it. We had an opportunity to do it together. Um, and yeah, it took energy. It required of my time. Um, so it was a sacrifice. The sacrifices are good things. Um, I heard a definition of sacrifice that I'd never heard before. I don't know where I heard it at. I heard it yesterday or day before. Hope I can pull it because it was so good. But anyway, um, it was really about, hey Frank, only thing you got to do is stay beautiful. Thank you. Right? Right. Um, Thank you, Frank. Um, but anyway, I it talks about sacrifice being something that you do and you give of yourself. Hey Erica, good morning, honey bun. For the benefit of all. Something like that. Like everybody benefits from the sacrifice. Not only do you, but everybody do as well. Hey Ray Price, good morning. Thank you for your prayers. So, so I get to, like sometimes um I find that we can be a bit frustrated because we feel the pressure, we feel the responsibility, feel we experience the obligation of a thing. But you know what? You get to do that thing. You get to use your limbs, you get to use your ideas, you get to use your resources, you get to show up, you get to be in community, you get to express your opinion, you get to see something be built, right? That comes for you get to. You get to do those things, right? You get to. Hey Barbara, good morning. Good morning. You get to do those things. And so as you think about this idea of you get to, um, it is important to right, it is important to shift from have to get to. So today I'm going so I have uh, a heart grandson. So those of you who know Kim, you know Kim hasn't had any children. So sometimes people get confused when I say I have a grandson. But I have a heart daughter, Letitia, and Jameson is my grandson, by ways of Letitia. And and so today, Jameson, it's Grandparents' Day, okay? So I get to go to Grandparents' Day and engage that in whatever way that will be. So I get to do that. And then that's 8 o'clock this morning. And then I get to go back at 7 o'clock for a recital. Now, why the school had two things on one day? Not really sure. Why they so far apart? Not really sure. And I could be like, man, I got to, I have to. But the truth of the matter is, I get to. I get to see his face when he sees me. I get to experience the hug that he's going to give me every time. I get to see his excitement about his world and him sharing his world with me. I get to experience love in the most raw of forms, in the most pure of forms, is a better way of saying it, right? And I get to watch others be loved on by their grandparents. I get to support in ways. And you know, how many children don't have support in that way, right? How many children do not have people who how do I say this? Do you know who are special? Who how many children do not feel special because others don't show up in their life in that way? Don't communicate that to them. I get to. I get to be the person that brings an extra smile to his face. I get to be the person who gives him amazing hugs and love and watch him grow. He's 6. He'll be 7 this year. I get to be the person who who will help him to make wonderful, safe, happy childhood memories. I get to be the person who helps him to have amazing core memories, life giving core memories. And if you know anything about core memories, y'all, if you know anything about it, I never thought about it in that way. I get to be that person. I love it. I love it. And so, could I be doing something else with my day? Of course, of course, of course. But when you think about the impact, so get to, like going over to help with the so like today I had to change my schedule. I actually had to. I had some clients that were like in the 10 o'clock and the 11 o'clock spot, and I had to cancel their meetings. And then yesterday with going over to Amanda, so those were some have tos. I had to, in order to do my get to, I had to take care of some had tos or have tos. So I had to be prepared to do my sessions at her house. So I had to do my sessions over there in order to be able to help her to get the decorations done and things like that. So think about that. What do you have to do? Like, what are the logistics of things that you might need to take care of in order to experience the freedom of your get tos? Right? I get to, I get to, right? What do you get to do? Who do you get to be? Who do you get to show up for? Right? Um, and so I just really invite us to live life from a place of get to instead of, man, I have to go to work. I get to go to work. Now, it might not be the place that you necessarily want to be. You might prefer to be somewhere else, but beloved, I'm inviting you to shift your focus. To shift your focus because right now they serve a purpose for you. And until you are positioned for something else or somewhere else, or to serve the purpose of your own self, you got to shift from, I got to go to work. I don't want, no, I get to. I get to go to the place and I get to do an exchange of my energy, of my resources, of my time. I get to exchange that for finances, okay? This is an exchange relationship. This is what is the word? It is a functional, but, oh, thank you, Barbara. Thank you. It is a transactional relationship. Like a lot of us think we supposed to go to work and get our feel goods on. Well, they didn't. They don't even speak. They don't even appreciate me. Look, now I believe that if jobs appreciate that, if the supervisors, those in charge or whatever, if they practice appreciation, they would get more. Like they would shift the atmosphere. But let me tell you this: when I'm clear about the reason that I'm there is transactional and not relational. Look, I came here for a transaction. I don't expect to be in relationship with my grocery store. I came to give them money in order to get my groceries. And there is some things like I don't expect them to be mean and things like that. But at the end of the day, I'm there for a transaction. If we can shift that in our jobs or places that we need to do some things with, but we don't find pleasure from it, but we need that, shift that to I get to. And then some things I get to. Like, I think about it just in the sense of I get to from a body perspective. Like, I I had like, what if I did if I physically couldn't do the things that I did yesterday, right? What if I was bedridden? What if my mind wasn't as such that I could get myself up in the morning and I could decide what time to leave and I could go and find me a seat and I could what if that wasn't the thing? What if it was a that I was limited in that way? So I get to, beloved. So I want to invite us to shift and not be. Look, you got light, you got breath in your body. Okay? You got breath. You are of sound mind. You have the ability to make decisions, to go and to do in different ways. And so since you do, for how to what degree you're able body, to whatever degree you are, you able body and able mind, you get to show up in that way. We can murmur and complain all day long if we want to, or we can shift something that does require of us, that is a sacrifice, and we can say, you know what, I get to do this. I get to show up for my family and be the one who, or, man, I gotta do this again. What you want? What atmosphere you want to live in? What energy you want to generate inside of you and outside of you? So, whatever it is that you're challenged with, but you know it's something that's necessary for whatever reasons, figure out a get to and get out of have to. Because have to doesn't serve any of us. You done been served by a person who's at work because they have to be there. Hey, Pamela Bracy. Good morning, sis. Good morning. You've been served by a person who have to be at work. You've been served by a person who had to cook those eggs, or at least they felt like they had to. You've been served by a person. You've been served by this. Like you didn't engage to have two people. We don't benefit from have two people. It's kind of rough when we working for somebody who have to be there serving us. Yes, I get to, right? I get to. I get to punch these numbers on the cash register. I get to scan the item if that's it. I get to open up my computer and have life-giving conversations from a therapeutic perspective. I get to. Now look, this is the other side of that. Like, even though we have to get to, there's sometimes that we do need to stop. That we need to stop. We need to take our breaths. We need to relax. We need to chill out. We need to rejuvenate and recover, because even if we have the get to attitudes, if we're tired and if we're overwhelmed and if we're this and if we're that, the have to will creep in there really quickly. So no matter what, figure out how to get to, figure it out, but also make sure as much as possible that you're giving yourself rest. So at the end of the year, I take a week off. At the end of the year, I take a week off. I take a week off of the 5 a.m. so that last week of December, I won't be on. I think starting the 29th after Christmas, the week after Christmas. I won't be on because then this will start to feel like I have to. Oh, I have to get up at 5:40 and I have to. No, I get to. I get to wake up in the morning. I get to talk about whatever I want to talk about. I get to spend time with y'all. And I don't, pretty much I know some that's gonna be on, but I don't ever know who's gonna pop in, right? I just don't ever know. I don't ever know what conversation we're gonna have, because God knows that. I don't ever know what situation we're gonna end up in, right? And I just happen to have a Christmas edition of stuff because My lens was wide and it was too much, too much. I was seeing too much in my office because I don't know what's in place or out of place or what personal stuff might have been laying around and it was in the view. I don't know because I hadn't prepared for that. I was like, girl, you need to get out this office and go on someplace where it's a neutral territory. Um, I don't know, but I get to do this, right? But I also get to rest because, and so I'm not seeing clients the last week of November or December. I'm taking a full break, a full rejuvenating, restoration, restoring, you know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying. It is a beautiful view. Thank you, Pamela. Look, 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 look. Isn't it pretty? So pretty. So pretty, so pretty, so pretty, so pretty. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, my sister. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate you and I value you. At the moment that Abba gave us our breath, me and you, we forfeited. Ooh, I'm way over time. We relinquished. You and I gave up the right to not be amazing. I love you. I appreciate you. I value you. And I get to talk to you in the morning. Have a good one.